I found a bunch more vile posts from 1,000 vile people. But while I was scrolling, I actually noticed the group has rules, which include being kind and courteous, together to create a welcoming environment, treat everyone with respect. Debates are natural, kindness is required. And I suppose the kindness doesn't apply to the children that they're all bitching about. This lovely lady, for example, said, stepson 9 be talking so much shit he got skid stains on his chin. Not once, but twice, for some reason. And then Katie said, tonight we are having steak for dinner, but step cunt is sat sulking, refusing to eat, because he doesn't feel like steak, which apparently means that she wishes she could send the ungrateful twerps away. It's not very kind, is it? And then I also came across this poll, which I found super funny and also kind of interesting, because it asks, if you could go back to the day you met your significant other, would you walk away or stay? And only one person said stay. They have walk away, stay if stepkid weren't in the picture, or walk away due to stepkids. And it's like, at some point you need to stop blaming at every point you need to not blame children, but like, look in the mirror. You're the problem. You have free will. You can walk away. What you can't do is sit here and blame kids. It's just ridiculous. Like, just leave. The problem is obviously with the relationship, not the kids. Same as this one. Can we talk about how amazing our relationships would be if those worthless kids did not exist? Go look in the mirror. Figure out the issues within your relationship. Stop blaming kids. I know kids can be challenging, but like worthless kids and your relationship would be, I guarantee your relationship would not be amazing. Like, get real. And then this one supports my previous video where I just said they all seem to have an issue with the daughters, like their stepdaughters. Like, which, this is a ridiculous question in the first place, but do you find the stepdaughters or stepsons more difficult? Majority of people, stepdaughters, and then like this one right here, stepdaughter, mini wife syndrome, vomit emoji. Come on, be serious, be for real. And a lot of people were saying that there's a subreddit which for step parents where they post similar things, which is obviously disgusting. But what I find interesting about the Facebook page is that they use their full first and last names to admit to terrible things and hype each other up. It's so brazen and bold, and I just, like, I can't wrap my mind around it.
It never ceases to amaze me how stupid some people are. How some people have the nerve, gall, and audacity to do stupid things and then blame it on everyone but themselves. Oh, my bad, I didn't even do my introduction. Let's do that real quick. The Mademoiselle, and this is my channel, and today we're going to be talking about step parents who hate their step kids. Now, you guys threw this in my video suggestion Discord. Now, I believe that this was posted a little bit over a month ago. However, I was working on my event. Yes, I have live events for my business, Media Hustle, okay? Listen, if you missed this one, don't worry. Next one is coming very, very soon. If you're in New Jersey, I'm gonna need you to pop out, okay? More than likely, the link for my next one is going to be linked down below. It is a speed networking event. Every single one that I do is going to have a different theme, so pull up to this one. So usually when I'm like in the mode for these events, I'm like in the mode for these events. So I didn't really get time to really look into it, but I did watch the video. I actually watched it 3 times, and I was just like, wait, people really make groups dedicated to hating on their stepkids. Why not just not date people who have kids. Now, let me just say straight up, I don't date people with kids, okay? I know y'all are probably so sick of me saying this shit because I've said it a million times. When I was single, I said it. When I'm in a relationship right now, I've said it. I've said it like I don't give a fuck if I'm the last person on earth and everybody else around me has kids and my only option is to date somebody with kids. I'm not going to be a step parent unless I have kids myself. Mainly because I don't want to deal with no baby mama drama. And also because I'm one of those people that actually thinks it's unfair to try to become a parent to a child when I have no experience with a child being my own child, right? Like I have no experience being a parent. So I don't think it's fair for me to go be a step parent to another child. I don't want to be sitting here playing mommy to a child and like I don't have no experience, you know, like I'm sure I'd be a great mom, but I don't know that yet. And to be quite honest with you, I don't want to be responsible for other people's children when I don't have to be. So why should I? Like that's just how I feel about it. I'm also the type of person where 99% of the time, if I say I don't like something or I don't want to be part of something or I genuinely will never do something, it's because I've tried it before. So yes, I have tried to date men with children and it has not worked out in my favor, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I've had baby mothers try to come at me, try to sabotage our relationships, all types of goofy shit. And it's like, yeah, this is not for me, okay? Like, I just don't got time for it. The only way I think I would deal with a man with a child is literally if the mom is dead or in jail. Does that seem drastic? Absolutely. But I'm a fucking serious person, and I'm so serious when I say I am not dealing with any men with children because it's just too much to deal with. And the thing is, I'm one of those people, like, I love children. I work with children now. I'm a dance teacher. Like, I love children. However, when it comes to children, I'm very, very serious about children. Children deserve stability, transparency, and honesty above all things. I'm one of those people, I believe that children deserve a voice. Children deserve to have feelings. They deserve to voice those feelings. They don't deserve to be disrespectful, you know? But I genuinely believe that children deserve to be treated like human beings. And it just doesn't really make sense to me how a lot of people invalidate those feelings, or a lot of people go out their way to just, you know, date without like checking in with their kid first, or checking to see if, you know, their child gets along with their significant other, or trying to just thrust a new person in their children's lives and not seeing that, you know, that person fits their children's lives. Like, no matter if your child is 18, 6 or 6 months, like, I think it's very, very important to make sure all of that is taken into account. So for me, I really don't care to go through all of that mumbo jumbo. I just don't. And I feel like clearly a lot of people don't give a fuck for that shit too, but you should care about that if you're gonna date somebody with kids. And I know there's a lot of people that have that type of, you know, premise when it comes to dating while they have kids, or dating people with kids. Oh, well, your kids are none of my business. Your kids have nothing to do with me. When I'm dating you, I'm not dating your kids. And I'm telling you, that has always been the most problematic statement I've ever heard in my life. Like, when people say that, I'm alarmed. I'm confused. I'm perplexed. Because it's like, if I don't know, maybe I just like kids too much. Maybe I'm thinking too deep into it. Comment down below if it's just me. But last I checked, your kids are supposed to be an extension of you. Your kids are supposed to be literally a different part of your life that connects with your everyday life. So for someone to be dating and they're like, oh, my kids have nothing to do with you. Oh, if I have kids, or if you have kids, I don't want that to have any part of our relationship. It has a lot to do with your relationship. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're canceling on a date, it's because your kid has a fever. Especially if it's a young kid. 9 times out of 10, you probably are late to a date because you had to pick up your kid from an after school program and you got stuck in traffic or some bullshit like that. Like, you know, so it's just like, kids are a very huge chunk of your life, huge chunk of your schedule, huge chunk of a lot of your productivity, in terms of your punctuality, in terms of, you know, your communication style, in terms of like who you are, what you want to be, what your future goals are. So when people are sitting there like, oh, my kids have nothing to do with my dating, they have everything anything to do with your fucking dating. Like, that shit is alarming to me. Like, the fact that people kind of like try to separate it, you can't separate it. Like, your kids are a huge part of your life unless you're a deadbeat. Like, literally, unless you don't spend any time with your kids, or you co-parent and you don't see your kids at least 2 days out of the week, I don't see how you could be telling me, oh, well, my kids have nothing to do with you. No, they do, because more than likely you're going to cancel on me a couple of times because you have to see your kids, or your baby mother is going to drop the kids off with you, whatever the case. You understand, like, your kids are going to interfere in our dating life. Okay, so we need to stop that shit. All right, and if that's something that you don't like, don't fucking date somebody with kids. Hence why I don't date people with kids. Okay, kid you not, as much as I love my man. Okay, I'm in love with my man. That is, If he had kids, we would not be together. And I'm sure if I had kids, we would not be together. We both have a very anti-no kid policy. Like, hell the fuck no. Like, and again, I love children. Like, it's just too much. So I didn't think that people would go out of their way. Now, as much as I have this sentiment, and I know a lot of people share this sentiment with me, you would know that I was shook as hell when I done saw that people created groups where they shared their hatred for stepchildren. Literally. It's weird. It's one thing to have the same opinions as me, whether you're a little bit on the lower scale or on the higher scale, whether you're literally one of those people that genuinely hates kids or not, but like, for you to like legitimately not like kids, and you date someone that has kids, and you get on a page like this with your real fucking name and you start talking all this shit, mind blown. Like, I am shook and sad for it, because like, I just don't get it. Like, how dumb are you? Like, and the posts on here are scary. Like, they're scary, and they're just a little bit wild, because first of all, I want to know, like, do your significant others know that you get on pages talking shit about your stepkids? Like, and the thing is, like, stepkids are supposed to be your own kids. Like, I know we call them stepkids, I know we call them stepmom, stepdad, but like, your step parents are supposed to be seen as your legitimate parents, and your step kids are supposed to be seen as your legitimate kids. I know we don't always see them that way. We always have the evil step kid stereotype, the evil step parent stereotype. However, it's supposed to be that way. You're supposed to really love your step kids as your own. You're supposed to really love your step parents as their own, as your own. It would be great if everyone would just cooperate, but sadly, that's not how it is, okay? We all know, all right, kids? All right, comment down below if you have horrible step-parents. Sorry, I can't relate, but the amount of family members and friends that I know who have went through this is insane, but I'm gonna have to call y'all out. A lot of y'all kids are menaces to society, okay, without even having step-parents to deal with. A lot of you kids make it very, very difficult for your step-parents to like you. Alright, I'm not giving these parents excuses for getting on Facebook and making whole hate groups about you guys, but I will say a lot of you kids are very difficult, especially for those of you guys who are in your formative years. Anything from the age of like 10 to 19, it's a fucking nightmare dealing with you guys, especially if your parents are getting divorced or are divorced or dating. It's just horrible. Like, it's just, I'm telling you right now, like, you may not think you're horrible, especially if you're that age and watching this video right now, but you are. When you're like literally 25 and over, you're gonna look back like, damn, I was a little piece of shit. Because literally, I look back at when I was 10 to 19 and I'm like, damn, I was a little piece of shit. And I know when I'm like 40, I'm gonna look back right now when I'm 28 and then be like, damn, I was a little piece of shit. It just happens, okay? A lot of us make mistakes. A lot of us say and do horrible things. We're all a work in progress. But I need you guys to understand that a lot of you guys are not making the adults in your lives' jobs easier by making their relationships harder, okay? A lot of you guys make it harder for your step-parents to adapt to the new household, to the new relationship, to their new friendship with you. A lot of them are adjusting to being new parents. A lot of them are adjusting to having a new relationship with your parent. So you need to be patient. Try not to be such a dickhead. Okay, like that's like, try not to be such a dickhead. You know, like, and I'm not trying to put any blame on you guys and be like, well, you guys have these videos out there and have these, you know, groups out there about you guys because you guys are horrible. It's not always the kids' fault entirely. I feel like a lot of these people that go into these relationships genuinely just don't like kids, and they just happen to fall in love with people that happen to have kids, and the kids just become part of the package. But kids, like, when you have a kid, the kid is an extension of you. As much as a lot of people kind of like to cut it off and act like that's not what it is, no, your kid is an extension of you. And if you don't want to treat your kid like they're an extension of you, either don't have a kid or suffer the consequences of having a child that's going to resent you in the future and put you in a fucking nursing home. That is what it is. Like, you can't be sitting here treating your kid like an afterthought, because the consequences are going to be ravaging. It's going to be very, very bad. What happens is you end up having kids that resent you. Okay, you end up having kids that are very, very hateful and angry and tired and vengeful. All right, and then you have the crazy ass stories that you see in the video in the intro. Like, you go to these Facebook groups, guys, listen, go on Facebook video, go on Reddit. There's Reddit groups, okay, and I'm sure there's groups all over the internet about kids that act the way that these people are talking about in this group. All right, there's some horrible scenarios here. All right, but the thing is, when it comes to being an evil stepchild, a lot of it has to do with the parent. Not even the step parent, but more so the parent that you basically took away from the child, okay? I see a lot of the posts are talking about mini wife syndrome or mini husband syndrome and all of that. Y'all need to understand that you guys are creating a trauma response, okay? You entering their lives, you sitting here trying to tell them what to do, you sitting here fucking up the rhythm in the house and all of that. Like, you should be trying to cultivate a relationship between that child and their parent, instead of sitting there trying to run shit. Because that's probably why they're trying to make your life a living hell, probably trying to run your ass out. And kids, more than likely, you're not going to get them nowhere. They're going to stay there. You're probably going to move out, go to college, have your own life. Because at the end of the day, parents always think about it this way. You're a child. They're going to raise you. You're going to love them. You're going to move out, do whatever it is that you got to do, and they're going to be alone. So they're always going to need someone there with them always, and that's why they need a significant other. So as much as we would love our parents to put us above all their happiness, they probably won't, because their logic is you're going to leave anyway. This is why our parents don't always make the best decisions when it comes to, you know, leaving a significant other that we don't fuck with. And that's why sometimes I can't really blame them for that, because I mean, they're right? Like, we have to be real here. A lot of us leave home, right? Not even every single one of us leaves home, whether it's for college, personal reasons, career choices, or just because we want to, you know, like, we're gonna leave home. We're not gonna be with our parents forever. So what are they supposed to do? Just sit at home alone? They're going to have to find someone, and they do not need our approval to find someone. They're grown as hell. All right, so it's like, you have to just meet them in the middle. You're going to leave someday, and they're going to need someone to stay with them. And unless it's gonna be you, you gotta let them do what they gotta do. With that being said, comment down below, have you ever come across one of these groups? Pretty volatile. What do you guys think? I think people like that just shouldn't date people with kids, because it's just it's the entitlement for me. But of course, let me know what you guys think down below. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and do all that. Make sure you guys head down to the description down below for everything that you guys consistently ask me about down below. Make sure you guys hit me up on Patreon, okay? Early releases, bonus uploads, private Discord, all of that. And I'm going to see y'all next time. Bye.